Hey, just doing an audio check. waiting on 2 other participants. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Fantastic. All right.
And I've just rocked and rolled here as well.
Wide, bigger movements, because we have a lot to cover with this, and obviously we have a lot of questions in the community. So, Fox, do you want to go ahead and?
And I'm the global community manager. So basically, in months, and now we're here celebrating what it is to be, quite honestly, one of the most inspiring communities that exists on the internet. And that's not to oversell it. We actually won an award on that the other week as well. And to rephrase that, you won the award. And what's been really amazing from my perspective is to hear all the stories about what Safemoon's done for all of you, like your dreams for the future and what the community's meant for you. And I've seen a lot of stories about the kind of social engagement piece. So, but in the coming weeks, because Gandalf happened to manage to get a copy. So yeah, some really inspiring stories. But I'm really glad to be here with part of the build-up process, V2 today, and it's outstanding to be sharing this stage, obviously with Ryan and also with Katz, which is perhaps.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Adult. Yeah, I'm Katz, or my real name would be Mark. You can call me either or. I am a senior scholar and newly appointed community and education manager. So my task is to try and help bring education to the forefront for everyone here and anyone in the Safemoon Army. I've been working tirelessly to make sure that there are things in place ready for you guys, along with the rest of the team. So this is what this space is really about, is to bring that education. And that's the main point and the focus, that we want to make sure that you guys have everything you need to make sure that it's as simple as possible for you. So yeah, enjoy.
Yeah. And so, yeah, we wanted to make that clear. One of the links for everyone been working on for the community. So as we start going into V2, as we start, having more migration questions, all of the support and help resources that you can think of will be added to that link that Katz manages. So really good stuff. Thank you so much, Katz, for your contribution to the community. After we started adding that, it was like, wow, you have so much. I mean, so many resources that the community can utilize, not just for V2, but for all things Safemoon. And then Katz is going to be working really hard on adding to that as well. So let's go ahead and kick this off. Hi, all. I'm Ryan, Global Head of Products for Safemoon. We are going to be discussing today some V2. So let's go ahead and go through some V2 questions that we do have from the community. Mr. Adult, if you can go ahead and start that off. I do know we have some questions that we want to get through. People that we have, I guess, questions that we have obtained from Twitter that people had sent in. So if you can start that off, that'd be great.
Let's go through some that I've got here first, which includes, if it changes, here we go. What might happen if I don't migrate?
Yeah, great question. So everyone's asking, hey, if I don't migrate, if I just sit on it, at some point we are going to have to decommission this smart contract. So we're going to give a great deal of time for people to migrate, and we're doing this in phases. So many people are thinking, well, I want to be first to migrate. We're not going to be pushing people to migrate right away. You don't have to migrate even within the first day or few days. That's not the process we want to take, because we understand that communication can be segmented, it can be splintered, and there's going to be people who might sit on it. There's going to be people that might, they might be in a situation where they can't migrate yet. It's okay. We're doing everything in phases. So the first phase, we're going to allow migration to be handled on the web swap token that's going to be added, preloaded onto the app and preloaded into WebSwap. And we've already actually done a lot of the logic in the back end. There's going to be an extra button that people can press. It's going to say consolidate now, and it preloads your V1 token from your account balance into the swap, and then it preloads the V2 token as the bottom option. And then you just press accept and swap. So that's the way that we're doing it for WebSwap and AppSwap, and we're making it very simple for everybody. And then that next phase is going to be, well, what about the people who are, on exchanges? Well, we're working through partnerships right now with exchanges, and every exchange is going to be a little different, because obviously we're working with third parties, and there's things that we have to do in the back end. So we have to make sure that we seed specific accounts with that V2 token, and then they get it ready, and they basically turn on, or they halt trading for the V1, and then they turn on and activate that V2 token within their exchange, and then people can do a seamless migration that way. So we're trying to do everything in phases, and in phase 3, what you mentioned is, well, when does it end? Well, at some point we're going to have to end this, and that's because what will happen is later on, if we don't end the migration and say, okay, well, V2 shut, or V1 shut off, what will happen is people will accidentally start buying the V1 token. And then that's when a lot of FUD and stuff comes out where, oh, well, I bought the V1 token. Now what do? I'm lost. So we have to make sure that there is an end date to this, because that's an additional risk that we would be carrying along with us as we move forward, and we don't want that.
Okay, that's pretty concise. And I think attaching onto that, there was a common question.
Sorry, you cut out there. The internet.
Is that working now?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Great.
So the Binance Smart Chain native token that you would have to have in your wallet to initiate a transfer. That's the only cost. If we could, as developers, everyone, make it so that it's free for everybody, we would definitely do that. But we can't control the Binance Smart Chain. That's a fee that's there for every single transfer, every single token. Token developers don't. The Safemoon. So we are not going to be charging. There's going to be a 10% fee charged, obviously, with V1, but then when it's translated into your V2 token, we're going to mint an additional 10% for you. So it's complete.
That might come up as well, but I think they've been the most common ones, other than just when, of course. Now, it might be a good opportunity to benefits of that change that's ahead of us, and what might be able to happen.
V1, the way V1 started was, with all token developers, they start out with their first iteration, right? It's like starting out and pushing out your first app. And then you realize, man, we got to scale the app. Wow, we have, 1 million users. We have to make this better. We have to make it more flexible. We have to make it so that it can be utilized with other partners, and we can bring on other partnerships. With our V2, we've realized this. And in the blockchain space, it's, wow, how can we utilize our token with other companies, with other products? So as we're going through this, we're saying, well, V1's just not good enough anymore. We need to scale this up. So we've been working really hard, And not only did we just do the consolidation, so every 1,000 Safemoon, you get one Safemoon. That's not what this just only thing that this entails. You're also going to get extra flexibility. So we're going to have lower fees, and we've made it so that the fees can actually be changed based on the partnership. So I know we've heard, hey, we can go as low as 2% fees, but there might be other partnerships that we decide to bring in that may have higher fees, may have lower fees. It really depends on the partnership that we bring on and how they add value to the ecosystem. So we've had that in place as well, and we built that into the smart contract. So the way that we're thinking about this is we want it to be secure, we want it to be safe, but we also want it to be flexible, because as we grow and as Safemoon grows, this is something that is going to be a need for us and a need for the ecosystem that we build. So once this is completed and once this is done, we're going to have so many more opportunities. And we already have a lot of other partnerships I'm not going to speak on that have reached out to us, that have got wind of us now switching over to V2. They see kind of the specifics of what we're doing, and they're really excited. So this is really exciting for us. This is just another piece to the puzzle, guys. And once we get through that, then off to the races.
I think exciting is the good word to pick on there as well. And I think we're very aware. We've had, we're trying to have some fun with this, but we're also aware now that it's not about overhyping things. We like to have a bit of hype, but we don't want to go too crazy on that. And so we've learned a lot, I think, from previous launches. And so a big piece of what we're doing now, which we kind of touched on at the beginning, is really moving into more of an education first approach, but with some fun alongside it. And there's an education and support plan that will come as part of that. I don't know if you want to talk on kind of where we're at with the road to sort of launching this now, Ryan, and how that plays in.
Yeah, sure. So, guys, we hear you. Win V2, win V2. I'm going to give you some good news. We've already deployed the smart contract. So V2 has already been deployed. We've had a successful deployment of V2. And now we're just working on the UI aspect in the app. Now, as far as the app goes, ensuring that when you guys are ready to start swapping your V1 for V2, everything's operational just yet, but it's ready to rock and roll. So now we're just worried about just the user experience and how seamless this is for all of you to swap. So if there's any FUD, the FUD can stop now, because guess what? It's deployed. So now we're just bringing it to you in a nice package.
I hope that there was a kind of global sense of relief and excitement as that came through. And actually, anyone who's watching the Twitter account, you may have seen there's a new pinned tweet. And it is about, not everyone is completely technically savvy. I'm sure a lot of us remember how it was originally trying to buy on Pancakes. Swap all those months ago as well. So there's going to be lots you through that process. So when we do actually let you have access to the contract and the app update goes out, you'll be completely clear on what needs to happen ahead of time, rather than it